Procrastination. Most of you watching have heard or used that word many times in your life before, right? It's a word that you and I may know all too well, especially when it comes to college. Everyone comes up with excuses like, I'll get to it tomorrow, it's really not that important right now, or I'll finish it eventually. Sound familiar? Thought so. We have all fallen victim of procrastination at one point in time in our life. It's a part of being human. According to a book titled The Procrastination Equation, How to Stop Putting Things Off and Start Getting Things Done, written by Pierce Steele in 2011, surveys indicated that only 5% of the population in the 1970s were considered to be chronic procrastinators. But today, that percentage has grown to 20%. The purpose of my speech today is to persuade you on why it is important to not procrastinate on everyday tasks. I'm going to tell you what procrastination really means, why people procrastinate, and maybe some helpful tips that might help you to not procrastinate. You may be asking yourself, what does procrastination really mean? The definition of procrastination, according to dictionary.com, is the act of putting off or delaying something, especially something requiring immediate attention. Whether it's that English paper that you've been dreading to write because it has to be 10 pages long and you know it's going to take forever. Starting that exercise plan at the gym because after all, you did say that was your number one New Year's resolution, right? Putting in a load of laundry that has been sitting for days because not only does it need to be washed, it has to be dried and folded. Making that important phone call you've been meaning to make, but you really don't want to talk to anyone, or even getting some spring cleaning done because the house is a mess. We all do it. It's normal. Put yourself in this scenario. Your boss calls and asks, hey, could you make the presentation for the next conference meeting? You agree, you discuss things with him, and then you hang up the phone. You think to yourself, this meeting isn't for another week, and it's going to be a piece of cake. I'll get to it eventually. So you put it off, and you totally forget about it. You spend hours scrolling through social media, you go out with your friends, you binge watch that new Netflix series because everyone is watching it. You're thinking about everything but that presentation that your boss told you about. Fast forward to the day before the conference meeting. Your boss calls you and he asks, have you gotten that presentation done? In that moment, you freeze. Your mind starts racing, your heart starts pumping. You haven't even thought about that presentation since the day that he talked to you about it. The procrastination has gotten the best of you. How did you feel after putting yourself in that situation? Not good? Situations like this are very good reasons to not procrastinate, and it's a very good reason to get things done on time or even early. Even though it is something that everyone does on a daily basis, it's really not good for your health. According to an article written by Suzanne Kane, located on psychcentral.com, titled 10 Good and 10 Bad Things About Procrastination, written on March 18th, 2018, a study was performed by Case Western Reserve University. It was determined that students who procrastinated have higher levels of stress, their grades also suffered tremendously, and it was just bad altogether. They got illnesses faster. It was very, very bad for their health. Not only that, but it was also said that people had negative feelings and thoughts about themselves and other things after procrastinating. Now I'm going to show you a survey done by Study Mode on high schoolers and college students that shows how common procrastination really is. There are many different reasons why people procrastinate. In another article written by Angela Hopt, located on WashingtonPost.com, titled "Why Do We Procrastinate and How Can We Stop?" Experts Have Answers, written on July 9th, 2021. It says the reason is because it has to do with the inability to self-regulate negative feelings around unappealing tasks. Simple, right? Think about it. Do you procrastinate on making fun plans for the weekend? What about planning a fun birthday party? Or maybe even planning your next beach vacation? A task that is wanted brings feelings, good feelings, and makes you feel happy, right? Whereas a task that is overwhelming or not so fun brings uneasy feelings and anxiety. Not fun, right? But there is hope. There are many ways to stop procrastinating. In an article on hbr.org titled 5 Research-Based Strategies for Overcoming Procrastination, written by Chris Bailey on October 4th, 2017, he stated that you must reverse the triggers. You must write down all the cons of procrastinating, and you must disconnect yourself from everything, including social media, responding to emails, or even sending out text messages to friends and family. I personally like to use some of these if I'm struggling, quite a bit, but I will also give myself rewards after finishing a task. It gives you something to look forward to, and it makes things a little easier. In a quote once said by Thomas Jefferson, "Never put off for tomorrow what you can do today." Thank you for taking the time to listen to my speech and why I think it's important to not procrastinate. So now that I've talked about what procrastination is, why people procrastinate, and tips on how to stop it, I hope that you are more educated on why procrastination is bad for one's health. After all, life is short, and we only have a limited amount of time each day. Don't waste it.